Hello, hello. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. I have an exciting project to show you using new products from our amazing new catalogue. Woohoo! Woohoo! I'm just dialing up my other device so that I can make sure that I can see you all, but I didn't do this very well, obviously. Okay, let's see. Yep, here I am. I wanted to make sure that there's no reflection, and yes, there is. There is reflection on my catalogue there. So, our new catalogue started yesterday. Was yesterday the first? Yeah, yesterday. It's pretty exciting, really, really exciting. And as we go along over the next few weeks, I'm sure I'll be able to share with you lots of lovely things out of the catalogue. But today I'm sharing a project, actually one of the projects that really caught everyone's eye at my catalogue launch last weekend. And it features the Unbounded Beauty Suite collection, which is this page here on page 52 and 53 of our catalogue. This suite collection includes 2 stamp sets, 2 lots of paper and some embellishments. My project's only going to use basically the paper and one of the stamp sets. It's not using everything, but it's a great way to show off gorgeous paper, which is this paper here. Now there's a lot of pink in this paper, so it's not really my favourite paper in the catalogue. I'd love to hear what your favourite paper is, but it's the perfect sort of paper for this sort of card. I'll just pop this out of the way. This card is basically a sort of a double gatefold with a fun little diamond feature on the front. So I call it a diamond double gatefold. And if I move this out of the background here, maybe you'll be able to see the difference. These 2 cards were both made out of exactly the same piece of designer series paper, but I've used them opposite ways around. Now the reason why this paper works so nicely for this particular project is that the colours on both sides of the paper coordinate with each other. Okay, so you see both sides of the paper on the actual project. And actually having a sort of smaller design is a really great idea for this paper as well. Okay, so this is another piece of the paper out of the Unbounded Love Suite, and it's got all these florally images on it. And then on the other side is the same print as there is on the Pretty in Pink one, but this time it is Summer Splash colours. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 cards and show you exactly how I made these. It's not a complex card, but it's a fun card to create. All right, so our designer series paper is 12 inches by 12 inches. So to cut it in half is like 6 inches, but our cards in Australia are not actually 6 inches high. So I've made my card base 14 centimetres long, and I want to create a little bit of a border all the way around. So I'm going to cut my paper, and I'll try and see if there's a right way up or down. Not that there really is. I'm going to cut my paper at 14 centimetres. And because I'm making 2 cards, I'll cut 2 pieces at 14 centimetres, which leaves me with a little bit of extra paper that I can use for embellishment. And then, using my scoring blade or my trimmer, with this piece here that's 12 inches long by 14 wide, I'm going to score it at 2 inches, 4 inches, and then 8 inches and 10 inches. I'll actually do that for both of the pieces of paper. So again, on the long side, the 12-inch side, scoring it at 2 inches, 4 inches, and then 8 inches, and then 10 inches. Okay. Now, I am going to fold on those score lines so they're a bit easier for me to see. So I'm going to fold up the gate this actually helps for the next step of this process. So there's one card folded that way, and then I'll fold this one the opposite way, but I do have to feel the scoring lines. Okay, so there. What you end up with is a 4-inch center panel with 2 evenly folded. Okay, so there we are. There. One card will go that way, one card will go that way. But the great little hint for this card to show off both of the papers is to trim it. So I'm going to measure up this edge 2 inches on both ends. So I'm just going to measure 2 inches up there and put the tiniest little cut in there, and then I will move my trimmer down the end and put the tiniest little cut on the other side. That helps me see, and I'll use it on this side, or feel where the measurement is. I don't have to rub out pencil or anything. So I've got my measurement there, and for the top of my card, where are we? Here we are, here, there. I'm going to cut from my 2-inch mark, that 2 inches from the base, across to the second fold line on both sides. So my 2-inch mark, and where's my fold finish? Just there. Okay, and then the other side, from this second fold down to the 2-inch mark there, which I can feel. And then on the bottom half, from the 2-inch mark to the first fold. And that's easier to see because you've already made that first cut. Okay, so from that first fold there to the 2-inch mark. Okay, there we go. So there's the first one created. Which way does it go? This way. And when you look at the front of the card there, you can see both sides of this glorious paper, and that's doing all of the work for you. All right, let's do the other one as well. So I'm going to line up my card paper at the 2-inch mark on my trimmer here, and then with my cutting blade, just a little tiny cut there and a little tiny cut there, and then so it's 2 inches from the base, and then for the top I'm cutting at the second score line. I know it's hard for you to see probably. I'm doing it by feel here. There we go. And then the top of that second score line to that 2-inch mark, which I can feel. And then for the base, from that 2-inch mark to the first score line. And the same on the other side. And we're done. And I can move the trimmer out of the way. And then this one folds up so that you've got the busyness of the multi-design and the beautiful summer splash mono design on the inside. Now these pieces here I usually use to do my fussy cutting for the embellishments on the back of my card, so I'm not going to throw them out. First thing I will do though is just burnish on a couple of these score lines just to make the folds nice and flat. And I will put this card on my card base, which is Summer Splash. I just chose one of the coordinating colours on the paper. So whatever paper you're doing this on, just find one of the colours and use that one for your card base. So there's the first card base. Here's the second card base. There we go. And using a little bit of a border. Which one's your favourite, do you think? The one with the Summer Splash on the inside or on the front? Now the next step I'm going to do, I have pre-cut out some squares using the Stylish Shapes die. So this square is the second largest square in the collection. Okay, I'm going to pop that on the front of both of the cards, and I only want it on half, so I'll flip it over, oops, and put my seal just on half, and then pop that there, and I'll do that on the other one as well. Here we go, just putting some adhesive on half of the square. Here we are, line that one up. Okay, and then a little bit more summer splash for my inside detail, just to make it, the white stand out a little bit more. So line that up on the inside, and we're going to put white in there with a little bit of stamping or fussy cutting. I think we might do some fussy cutting, which means I can stick it straight in. That way I'm not wasting any paper. I'm using all of the bits of the paper. Here we go. Pop that inside there. Here you go. And this one and this one. Over here, right inside there. It's raining here at the moment. We have had some sunny days, but today is a wet, rainy day. Okay. Right. There you go. The two cards with the two different colorways. And just before I stick them on, I am going to do my stamping first. Do you know why I like to stamp before I stick? Because if I make a mistake and I haven't stuck it on already, I have an opportunity to flip over the paper and try again. All right, I'm going to do my happy birthday with the same color ink, Summer Splash ink. All right, pat, pat, pat. Pop that up the top there, pat, 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 and that one as well. So 2 more happy birthday cards to my stash. This is a great little stamp set, Unbounded Love. It's got lots of great greetings for lots of different events, but as you can see, which one's my favourite? Happy birthday, just for you, and this one says, may all your wishes come true. So you can see they're the ones that I've used mostly. Photopolymer stamps do stain a little bit with lots of use, but I really like that the way that helps me see what I'm stamping a bit better too. Okay, I'm going to stick these onto my squares in the centers of my cards, and then this one here too. I've got a little bit of sticky stuff on my glass mat. Do you know what I use to get rid of that? Is Stamp and Mist. I find Stamp and Mist a really, really great cleaner. I'll show you. I just give it a bit of a spritz with the stamping mist, and then I've got my trusty nappy from one of the children. Just rub it on, and it's totally clean. No glue, great for ink as well. There we go. Now I can come back and I'm not going to stick to anything. Okay. Now it's just about embellishment and decoration. And these are the bits we cut off the paper. So I'm going to just cut a couple of do a little bit of fussy cutting around a couple of the images. There we go, and pop that one down there. I could use that line to help me out. There we are. Look, see, it works beautifully. And here's another one right on the corner. You know, the trip with fussy cutting, a hot tip I can give you for fussy cutting is that the tip is to move the paper not the scissors when you're cutting. There we go, so I can pop that one down there. All right. Now, do I want to put ribbon on this as well? And what colour ribbon? On my cards here, I put a little bit of just some sheer white ribbon that has a lovely silver edge on it, which I think is lovely. And then I paired that with some plain rhinestones, which worked really nicely. But on these ones, I might use the In Colour Shimmer Gems. And will I use a little bit of Summer Splash ribbon underneath? How does that look if I put a little bit of ribbon? No, I think I do like the white with this sheer silver on the edge. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of adhesive there on my project, and then another little bit of adhesive there. Fold my ribbon into a pretend bow. There we go, and trim that off. And then over the top of that, with plenty of adhesive, over on the edges, is add my pre-cut flower from the leftover pieces of paper from when I cut out my card. There we go. There's that one done. Just a little bit showing through. And then some, where are my shimmer gems? Here they are. Oh, look at those. I have to put it down there so I can see where I'm going. I'm going to use the same colour. I like using similar colours for things because that I have more confidence to do that, I suppose. I'm not really confident with colour very much. There we go. There's Happy Birthday. And then inside we'll cut out, let's have a look at our scraps. I could just put one on like that, perhaps. But I actually like the cutout look. Here's one right on the edge here. So I'm going to cut off those fiddly bits because they're not easy to cut. Cut around the lovely leaves, and I might actually cut around this flower as well. And then I can pop that right on the edge of my card there. Okay. And here's another one right on the edge as well, I'll use for the top. Oh. There we go. The good thing about when you're fussy cutting is you can cut off the bits that you don't want to cut. There we go. How's that? That's card number one complete. Let's finish off this one here. And we had this one here. I don't think I will use ribbon on this one. I'm just going to go for using the Designer Series paper. Definitely the gems. I love sparkly gems. I think they're so pretty. Another one up there. Okay, so there's that one. And then a little bit more cutting for inside the card, definitely. All right, let's have a look. I like this little image here. Now remember what I said, when you're fussy cutting, move the paper around, leave your hand still, and just open and close the scissors. And then basically the major decision you have is how close or far away from the image you actually cut. And I'm just cutting off that bit there, so I'm going in a little. Okay, let's have a look. Let's put this one up the top here, I think, because then we'll see that. Oh no, no, don't like that. We'll put this one at the bottom, definitely. And we need something with more solid colour for the top. So scrap, let's have a look. This one here, just that one there. It's got a bit more colour, I think. Looks like I've used up all the coloured images, and I'm just going to put that on the corner there. And there's just enough room for you to write a little greeting to the person you're giving the card to. There we are. Okay, let's move all of the rubbish out of the way and show off all of these cards. So this is the diamond double gatefold card. Do you have a favourite? I think I do prefer with the more solid colour on the outside rather than on the inside. But you know, whatever paper you use, no matter how beautiful it is, it'll all look different every time. And the paper is what makes it absolutely so beautiful. Thank you so much for watching today. Please leave some comment, love. Send me any likes, and you can also follow me on my group. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.